Sophie was a curious little girl who lived in a small village at the edge of the enchanted forest. The forest was filled with magic, but people rarely went there, as it was said to be full of mysterious creatures and strange happenings. Sophie, however, couldn't resist the idea of adventure. One morning, while playing near the edge of the forest, Sophie noticed something strange. A small golden bird flew out of the trees, carrying a tiny sparkling key in its beak. The bird landed near Sophie and dropped the key at her feet before flying back into the forest. Sophie picked up the key, wondering what it could unlock. Without a second thought, she decided to follow the bird into the enchanted forest. As she ventured deeper, the trees grew taller, and the air seemed to shimmer with magic. She passed flowers that sang, streams that sparkled like diamonds, and animals that spoke in whispers. After walking for what felt like hours, Sophie came to a clearing. In the center was a large ancient oak tree with a small, hidden door at its base. The door had a tiny lock that looked just the right size for the key Sophie had found. With a deep breath, Sophie inserted the key and turned it. The door creaked open, revealing a secret passageway leading down into the roots of the tree. Sophie climbed inside, her heart pounding with excitement. At the bottom of the passageway, she found herself in a hidden village, glowing with golden light. The people there were tiny, no taller than her knee, and they were all bustling about, making magical things, potions, glowing stones, and even flying brooms. One of the tiny villagers approached Sophie. "Welcome, traveler," he said. "You have found the village of the sprites, where magic is made." Sophie was amazed. "How can I help?" she asked, eager to learn about this magical place. The sprites explained that their village's magic came from the heart of the enchanted forest. But lately the magic had started to fade. The source of their power, a glowing crystal deep in the forest, had been dimming, and they didn't know why. Sophie, always ready for an adventure, offered to help. She set off with a group of sprites to find the crystal. Along the way they faced many challenges. A river that flowed backward, a giant owl who asked them riddles, and a maze of moving trees. But with courage and teamwork they made it through. Finally they reached the crystal. It was huge and beautiful, but its light was faint. Sophie noticed a crack running down the middle of the crystal. She knew she had to fix it, but how? Then she remembered the key. Sophie held the golden key up to the crystal, and to her surprise it began to glow. The key floated out of her hand and sealed the crack in the crystal. The light grew brighter and brighter until the whole forest was bathed in a warm magical glow. The sprites cheered, and the magic of the forest was restored. Sophie returned to the village, where the sprites thanked her and gave her a small pouch of magical seeds to plant in her village. When Sophie returned home, she planted the seeds and soon, her village was filled with magical flowers and trees. And from that day on, Sophie knew that adventure was always waiting, just beyond the edge of the forest.